Well, hello, hello, and a big hello to all you wisdom walkers out there. This is Jojo Maria and Saroma coming to you with astrology for self mastery for the last half of July. And wow. Um, if you've been wondering why you've been feeling out of sorts, why you've been questioning who you are, why you are, where you are, even when you are. Yeah, there's so much going up in the cosmos, some really powerful cosmic convergences that haven't been felt in thousands of years, or some of them it's been 57 years, stuff like that. And of course, it is all designed to keep growing and stretching us out of what can no longer work for humanity and this beautiful planet we're on, and escorting, I'll call it, us into this new earth consciousness, this new age of a new level of human consciousness. So it's quite a challenging time. So if you think that it's me, I did something wrong, I ate something wrong, and no. If you aren't feeling discombobulated, disrupted, disgruntled, then you're not really alive. Because everybody is supposed to be feeling that. That can. Some people are really shut down. Hello, daughter of Oshun. I'm glad that you're here. Yes. Good to know that and see you. Wonderful. She's another great example of how if you've been doing your work, then you are having happy endings. Wondrous things are happening. Yeah. And more to come. But if you've been in resistance and you've been ignoring spirit's call, yeah, it is a little tough. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's a little tough right now. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hi. Hi, Cool Family 2013. Love it. It's a great title, Cool Family 2013. And yeah, and that's the other thing too. You may feel like a lot of stuff from the past may be shifting up, showing up, memories and things, you know. I'm really out there. So the one thing that has shown up for me today is green eggs and ham. Remember that story by that book by Dr. Seuss? Do you like green eggs and ham? Would you eat them here and where? Would you eat them anywhere? And he keeps telling, no, I do not like green eggs and ham. Sam, I don't like that shit. Don't be bringing me no green eggs and ham. And I love it because the story is really like an energetic of what we're going through, where the universe is saying, do you like green eggs and ham? And we'd be like, no, that's weird. That's would like that, you know? And it keeps bringing it until finally you get the courage to taste green eggs and ham. And what happens? I love green eggs and ham. Yes, I would eat them here and there. Yes, I would eat them anywhere. Yes, I would eat them in a box. Yes, I would eat them with a fox. I love green eggs and ham. You know, that's where we go to. So yeah, that's what's going on. So if you haven't read that book, get a hold of it because it'll tell you what the universe is doing to us. Oh my God, it's Robbie. Hi, Robbie. I love it. He's using his daughter's account. Cool. See, any way you can get to your wisdom walk, you do it. Absolutely. So here's the quotes for our astrology this month. First one is from the wonderful Lena Stevens of the PowerPoint. In her July forecast, forgive me for forgetting again to change that, but it is about responsibility. She says we could say that we have entered into a cycle of maturity, supporting us to become more of who we are, more authentic, more confident, more responsible, and less swayed by imprinted patterns, childhood programming, and cultural pressures. This is a good month to reset your place in life and begin to act from your own truth and authenticity. Yes, yes, yes. Spirit's been bringing that message to us, and I have a great example of that from last week. July is the month many astrologers have been highlighting, and for good reason, says Adama Sise. While the energy is slowing down because we'll experience 3 planets stationed retrograde, including Mercury, prepare for sudden events, major life breakthroughs, and forward momentum in the vibrant sign of Leo and humanity driven Aquarius. And of course, that's talking about the nodal shifts, what I'll share with you. And then my wonderful Astro Butterfly says, what a month July is, opening with a lightning bolt, Mars Uranus conjunction, and ending with a high stakes lunar nodes ingression. The most striking signature of the month is the outer planet synchronization at 4 degrees in their signs. This is so rare that I don't recall anything like this happening before, at least not since I've been tracking transits. Yes, yes, yes. Really, really cool. And then, when we started um, the month, we were in Cancer season. So at the beginning of this astrology, this is still in Cancer season until we get to the 22nd. And the most impactful days for July that are recorded for you were um, the 15th through the 25th. I'll jump down to the middle, and that's the Barbo basket, which I'll review a bit. And then we have the 20th, the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, the 26th, the 29th, and the 30th, closing out the month. And I can tell you that the astrology aspect for the 30th, I left out of this report only because it goes exact on the 3rd of August. And so I'll give it to you then. And you can wait to know about it because you need to experience it and then you'll be like, oh, okay, that's what's going on. Yeah, it's one of those things. But without further ado, let's open up Wednesday, July 15th and jump back. And oh, wait, I almost forgot. I also want to shout out to 2 other people that said they would be watching. One is my dear Queen Noor. Hey, Queen. And the other is my dear friend, sister in Santa Monica, Ms. Christine. And Christine, thank you so much also for being here. Yeah, absolutely. So Wednesday, July 15th, we had the opening of the Barbo basket. And as a reminder, this is Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and Jupiter being activated at 4 degrees in the signs that they're traveling through. This is an aspect, the configuration, also called the cosmic basket, that hasn't happened since probably around the beginning of the Renaissance. And so it brings that kind of energy to us. And on here, you see the different dates for when those planets are in their 4 degrees. Again, but they're really all coming together and holding. The 20th is like the zenith of it. But I also want you to know that this energy isn't going to just go away on the 25th. This is actually an energetic that is setting us up for, I believe, the next 2 years. I think it's the rest of 26, all of 27, and into 2028 that we will be getting the benefit of this incredibly auspicious cosmic basket, the Barbo basket. And the reason it's auspicious is because it's all made up of mostly sextiles and trines, but you do get one opposition, which I will talk about, and that's Jupiter with Pluto. But even that has really a great benefit to it, because when Pluto gets amplified by Jupiter, you can get more stuff released and cleaned out. Shay. So also on the 15th, we had Uranus and Gemini sextiling Neptune retrograde in Aries. And this was the beginning opening basket. And I wanted to share with you that last year, it was on August 28th, that we had the same aspect. And it was this auspicious alignment, like it says, between these two outer planets, marking a generational milestone and influence the collective as a whole. This is when we begin to concretely see how the energy of this new era is playing out. So we got a dose last year. It started, it really, really opened last year. And this year, the message is big phoenix energy today as you rise from the ashes of the past and forge a new path forward. Use this bold energy to make some moves and start the life you've always dreamed of. So that's a challenge in all of this. It is because the energy is so potent. It is so potent. And it wants us to also be potent. I was just talking to someone and saying, we can't operate in the way we did because our vibration will be muted. And we have to really have the vibration just, streaming out of us, flaring out of us if this planet is going to get to this new earth energy. And so, it's like we're in that push pull me, again, do you want green eggs and ham? To really get our vibration up there and to really, really believe that we can have our dreams come true. So a lot of the aspects are really pushing for us for authenticity, moving forward and having our dreams come true. Ashe. Now, on Friday, the 17th, we had another aspect with Uranus in Gemini. This time it's trining Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. This powerful aspect brings curiosity and exploration as we shift towards non-traditional thinking and alternative beliefs. Don't be afraid to try new things and travel to uncharted territory. Like I said, you can try that green eggs and ham because you may end up just loving it. Yeah. And that's what this energy is about. Anytime Uranus shows up, it is really pushing us to break out of our mold, break out of our fears, really. Yeah. And then last Sunday on the 19th, we had this aspect again, more of the Barbeau basket energy. And this time it's Mars in Gemini, sextiling Saturn in Aries. This ambitious aspect gives us the patience and cleverness needed to succeed in anything we're passionate about today. This is an ideal time to take calculated risk as we come out on top thanks to nerve and common sense. And I've known several people that really have taken big jumps, big leaps, big risk. And yeah, and they're grateful. It's paying off. It's paying off. So again, more of this flow energy. Yeah. And then last Monday, the 20th, very powerful because not only did we have Jupiter in Leo trining Neptune retrograde in Aries, which is this humanitarian aspect encourages our generous side as we reach out to help others. This is a great time for volunteer work and coming together to make the world a better place. So again, this energy of telling us we're in a collective, we're not alone. And then also on this day, we did get this opposition of Jupiter in Leo opposing Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. It's crunch time as this ambitious aspect gives us the final push we need to succeed. The goals we've been working towards are almost here, but you'll need one more big push to transform your life. And sometimes that big push comes in the form of something being uncovered where you were giving away your power, not telling your truth, not believing in the greater design that has been flooding into your being that you intuitively are feeling, anywhere that resistance is to be in your truth. Yeah, this day definitely uncovered that. And I had that experience to my great surprise and ultimately delight. Yeah, really very powerful. Because also on this day, we had the peak of the cosmic cradle, the Barbo basket. On July 20th, all the outer planets and Jupiter align at 4 degrees of their signs. 4444, those angel numbers, their foundation. I mean, there's so much that you can read into this. It was just really a very powerful day. So just a reminder, here's a spiritual invitation and wisdom of this cosmic harmonious convergence. The Barbo basket is therefore not simply an omen of our outer world change. It's an invitation into participation. It speaks to the part of us that knows the future is not something we wait for. It is something we become available to, something we channel through our choices, our creations, our courage, our communities, our willingness to think differently and live differently. Collectively, this configuration may coincide with breakthroughs in technology, science, creativity, social structures, and global imagination. But personally, it may feel like a moment of inner reorientation. Yes, a sense that the old map no longer holds the same authority, a sense that something new is calling, not from outside of us, but from the future self already within. I'll just repeat that because that is so powerful. A sense that something new is calling, not from outside of us, but from the future self already alive within. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The Barbo basket reminds us that even in times of uncertainty, the cosmos continues to weave patterns of, and I'll say, super intelligence. That chaos is not always collapse. Sometimes it's a rearrangement. Sometimes it's a shaking loose of an old order so that a more awakened one may begin to breathe. This is a threshold of imagination, courage, and collective becoming, a moment to listen for the future, to trust the visions that arrive with electricity in their bones, to honor the dreams that feel bigger than us, yet somehow deeply ours. A basket is made to carry something. Perhaps this one carries the seeds of who we are becoming. Isn't that just lovely? Let that just sink in for a minute. It's so wonderful. Absolutely. And in my last astrology video, I had said that I was going to do a special one just on this as soon as Astro Butterfly put out her report, but she hasn't yet. And I don't know if she will. She may be waiting, I don't know. But anyway, but when that happens, I will do one and revisit this because I think it's like I said, I really think it's going to be here for 2 years. I really do, that this is going to keep coming around to us, this energetic of, we've entered into our future. We're in this new time. And collectively, we are becoming something more than what we are right now. Yeah, so cool. Absolutely. And so I wanted to share this with you. It is being organized by a man in, I think, France. And some of the astrologers online are also posting this, which is how I got these great pictures. But usually, August 8th is considered to be the Lion's Gate portal, 8-8. This year, they're adding to it through this organizer a global high frequency day. One planet, many paths, one intention. Yeah, the new collective future, getting rid of the past. So I just wanted you to be aware of this. I'm sure there's going to be more information rolling out, more videos and things. And I'll keep you as posted as I can. I think it's a fabulous idea, something important for all of us to just be putting our minds on, the fact that we are raising the frequency of our planets by raising our individual frequency. Ashe. So then, after all of that high frequency energy on the 20th, we come to Tuesday, the 21st, and we have another one of the aspects of the cosmic basket, the Barbo basket. This is Jupiter in Leo, sextiling Uranus in Gemini. A great day to make positive changes in your life, as this lucky aspect brings good fortune, independence, and golden opportunities to make life more pleasurable. Get ready for creative breakthroughs and even romantic success for those who are aligned for that. Absolutely. Yeah, just a sweet, sweet aspect. And then on Wednesday, July 22nd, we get Leo season showing up. Get ready to roar into the heat of summer as the sun will be in its ruling planet for the next 4 weeks. This energy brings creativity, style, and plenty of personality as we become the stars of our own show. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I love Leo season. So happy birthday to all you Leos out there. As the sun enters his home sign of Leo, we are being asked to let our essence shine and allow our creativity to take the lead. Leo season is a time to celebrate the gift of life and pursue what makes us feel alive. It is a time to invest in our passions, step on stage, and take up space without asking for permission. As both the Sun and Jupiter are here, themes such as creativity, self expression, and self actualization are in the spotlight. During Leo season, we are being asked to pour more of ourselves into what vitalizes and energizes us. The sun's journey through Leo is an invitation to cultivate playfulness and courage, connect with our inner child's desire, and allow our hearts to lead the way toward a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Hmm. And I want to tell you that, this only happens once every 12 years where we get Leo with the sun and Jupiter all together. Yeah. So this means that Leo season is really being amplified around the things that it represents. So just know that. Yeah, this is a really, really sunshine, powerful time. Hmm. Hmm. So moving on into Thursday, July the 23rd, we had Mercury going direct. Mercury stationed direct in the emotional water sign of Cancer, closing an introspective and reflective period. The healing of ancestry or family may have been a focus over the past month. The retrograde haze starts to clear and communication begins to pick up. Mercury retrograde is like a bell curve, with the post retrograde shadow period being the downward slope. This will last until August 7th, so expect there to still be a bit of the same themes present until that time. And that's from Adama Cisse. So, I hope you all felt that. I did feel like, okay, I can feel like more things are going to be falling into place. And that forward movement energy and feeling, yeah, was really wonderful. I think that was the day that the air really got clear here. I think that was a clear air day here, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, it's always wonderful when Mercury goes forward again. And then on Friday, July 24th, We have Mercury in Cancer sextiling Venus in Virgo. This expressive aspect brings a little extra movement and connection into our lives today. Use this energy to show love and affection in your relationships, which could lead to stronger bonds. Yeah. So, again, a very nice flow energy that showed up after Mercury went direct. And also in this day, we get Neptune retrograde in Aries, sextiling Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. So interesting, two outer planets, both retrograde. Out with the old and in with the new, as this enlightening aspect encourages us to break away from what is no longer working and embrace innovation. Changing from the way things have always been isn't scary. It's necessary for both growth and survival. Yeah. So if you've been, feeling pulled or finding yourself in positions where you're having to choose to really do something in an entirely new way, an entirely different way, my advice is don't resist it. Open up and learn and give yourself permission to eat those green eggs and ham, because I think you're going to find out you really love it. Yeah. And now we jump to today, the 26th. I really need to give us a little drum roll here. Yes, because we've got some really powerful energies. So first, Saturn goes retrograde in Aries, and it'll be retrograde until December the 10th. A few weeks after Neptune, Saturn stations retrograde in Aries too. When Saturn is in apparent backward motion, we have an opportunity to review, reassess, and redefine our commitments, responsibilities, and boundaries. The upcoming months are a time to get clear about what we are building for the long term and make adjustments in how we are moving forward. Yes, yes, yes. And again, Neptune and Saturn are doing this kissing cousin thing. One of them does something and the other one follows right away. So it's really fascinating. So here's what happens during the Saturn retrograde. During Saturn retrograde, you have a unique opportunity to review structures, habits, restrictions, and your relationship with authority. Issues around these topics can be in your face, forcing you to take action. Being the celestial overseer of all things serious in our lives, Saturn rules career, structure, and self mastery. It is responsible for keeping us focused on our long term goals, helping us create a strong foundation for the future. When Saturn goes retrograde, what we've built and accomplished is up for review. So, if you have been moving in the right direction, you can see progress as well as where you might need to strengthen your foundation. But if you're off course or uncertain about your ambitions, this is a much needed reality check to help you find your footing. If you rushed or skipped steps during an important process, you can count on Saturn's retrograde to let you know. And this is by the wonderful astrologer Narayana Montefar. I really like her. Yeah, way cool. And so Saturn goes retrograde in Aries, and self mastery is key. In Aries, Saturn retrograde asks us to reassess our true motivations and become more resilient and determined. Saturn governs wisdom, age, and harsh lessons. And when it stations retrograde, this can start to subside and turn inward. If this is your Saturn return, so if you're in your late 20s or 50s, you may feel relief for the next 5 months that it's retrograde. The best way to work with the Saturn retrograde is to make decisions from an empowered space that aligns with the individual you are becoming. And remember, self mastery is key. And for those of you who don't know about the Saturn return, it's in 18-year sequences. And so it usually comes along when you turn 18, between 18 and 25. Um, and it makes sense because that's a time to say, okay, you're here in young adulthood and you're not a child anymore. What you going to do? And do you understand that there are rules and discipline, And then I think for the 50s, when it shows up, it really is saying, okay, you're getting ready to enter into having completed going around the 12 cycles, you know, 12, all the 12 cycles that we have to go through and all the elements and the animals in the Chinese astrology. 60 is powerful. And so it's saying to you, are you ready? Are you ready to step into true elderhood, to really take on the responsibility of saging, not aging, really remembering that now you are a rich resource to the world and to yourself. So that's what the Saturn return is that is talked about there. And again, those in your 20s or 50s, you should be feeling it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a powerful time. So, also on this day, we have the Sun in Leo opposing Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. And this is the only opposition that's a part of the cosmic basket. And it says, today may feel like everything that can go wrong will go wrong, with bad luck, manipulation, and unexpected challenges looming. But rather than fighting against what's out of your control, focus on making the best of the situation. Better days are ahead. So to me, this is like you get all of this wonderful flow energy, and then we get thrown this opposition. And opposition isn't about you're not going to flow. Opposition is about you need to be really clear about what could block you from flowing. Yeah. And so that's what this wonderful aspect is truly about. And then we get this on July 26, 2026, we have one of the most important events of the year. The lunar nodes change signs. The North Node leaves Pisces, yay, and moves into Aquarius. And the South Node leaves Virgo and moves into Leo. At a collective level, the emphasis will shift from the Pisces-Virgo themes, which were spirituality, creativity, practicality, and groundedness, to the Aquarius-Leo themes, which is higher community, new earth consciousness, courageous growth, and self-love, because Leo really represents the heart, the strong heart. Yeah. It's way cool. So any of you Pisces out there and also Virgins, yeah, we can breathe a little easier now. It's like, we made it through the last 18 months with this learning, this growing, this stretching that went on. And for those of you who are Aquarian, Leo, yes, open up and have a good time. Yeah, very powerful energies. So after 1.5 years, the North Node leaves Pisces and enters Aquarius. The South Node leaves Virgo and enters Leo. The transiting North Node points to our collective evolutionary direction. So in Aquarius, this placement challenges us to be active participants in the groups and communities to which we belong and make decisions according to everyone's best interest, not only our own. From now until December 2027, the North Node in Aquarius will challenge us to develop objectivity and strengthen our awareness of the fact that we are part of a larger collective. Yeah, this is the time for we, not me, us, not them. Yeah, really cool. The South Node in Leo will instead ask us to become aware of tendencies towards self-centeredness arrogance, and unconscious superiority complexes, while motivating us to cultivate our creative talents and share our gifts as a service to the world. So that's about letting go of the egoic energy for why we would share our gifts, our talents, and our genius, and really go into what I call the echo state of mind, that it's engaging these bigger cosmic opportunities, that it's not about my survival, to use my gifts, my talents, and my genius. It's not about getting validation. It really is about, this is so important for the world right now and for shifting up that energy into a higher state. Yeah. And then I wanted to share with you Molly McCord's beautiful infographic that she made up about the nodal shift. I will include the link to her video on this in the description box below, the video where I talk about my astrology references. And so I wrote this out so that you can see it more clearly. I just love her graphics. She does a great job. Here's what she's talking about. The South Node in Leo, what to release? Releasing the ego identity. Let go of the need for external validation, status, and performative recognition. Release clearing solar plexus density. Purge old leadership obligations and habits that drain your energy and heart. And this one, closing an 18-year chapter. My mind was blown when I read this. Review 2007, 2009 for clues on old patterns currently being rebirthed or removed. And 2007 was when I came out of my shamanic journey of initiating into being a keeper of the dagger of wisdom, and settled back in Milwaukee to establish my Ensoroma home. So yeah, this is really, really powerful. So I have been definitely opening up to that. Now, for the North Node in Aquarius, it's about what to grow. Radical authenticity. Embrace your unique gifts and unconventional paths without fear of societal judgment. From me to we, focus on building authentic communities and making contributions that benefit the collective. Yeah. And you know what she's talking about here too? I want you all to get this. There was a time with Facebook and, the other social media where people just wanted to have a lot of people that they called quote unquote friends. So it was just an accumulation of people, but it had nothing to do with real community building. And so to build real community, you can't just be about just anybody. You really have to discern. And more importantly, you have to have a good intention for why you're establishing a community and asking and inviting people to join in. So that's what this energy is really about, that we have to get more intentional and make it manageable when we're talking about community building, because it needs to stay functional, not become a cult or something where people are being brainwashed. And then it's about building spiritual intelligence awakening. Now, I added spiritual to this because I don't think it's just about intelligence, it's spiritual intelligence. Activate higher consciousness and downloads to find innovative solutions for the future. Yeah, because we know it's just the intelligence, that created AI. But if you don't apply a spiritual intelligence to AI, then yeah, the robot will take you over. Absolutely. So yeah, and I will definitely be sharing more about the nodes in their new homes, as they begin to aspect with the different planets, especially our personal planets. So you will definitely be hearing more about them. Yeah, it's way cool. Now, tomorrow, July 27th, we get Jupiter the sun in Leo, trining Neptune retrograde in Aries. Lend a helping hand today as we will be encouraged to help our fellow human beings step up and take the lead as it's easy to be a hero today. Yeah. So, lovely message to say be on the lookout to begin living the new earth consciousness in the now, which is all about lending a hand and again, seeing yourself as part of humanity, not separated out from it. And then we go to our final day of aspects that I'm going to share with you. Like I said, I'm not doing the 30th, but this is Wednesday, and this is when we have first Venus in Virgo squaring Mars in Gemini. Strong possibility for relationship drama as emotions can run high when words are taken out of context. Be mindful of what you say and try not to take everything personally. Communicate with a clear head before feelings get hurt. Yeah. So this is also about slow down, take a breath, chill out, because it's on this day that we have the sun conjunct Jupiter in Leo. And again, you have Leo season and you got the sun and you got Jupiter all happening at the same time, once in 12 years. Get ready for some summer fun today as this happy aspect brings us pleasure, passion, and romance as we soak in all the joy the season has to offer us. This aspect brings main character energy as it's easy to become the center of attention today. And hopefully in a very functional, rather dysfunctional way. But it's a great aspect. A great aspect. And it's also about Jupiter being in the heart of the sun. It's cazimi time. A cazimi occurs when a planet comes within 1 degree of the sun, when a planet forms a conjunction with the sun and provides amazing possibilities. When a planet ventures close enough to the sun to sit cazimi or in the heart of the sun, its energy in relation to the astrological sign in which it is transiting is intensified. So for all you Leos out there, especially, set on fire, set on fire. So it's also considered the day of miracles. The day of the Jupiter cazimi is dubbed the day of miracles because it's the annual moment when the life-giving sun and abundant Jupiter unite at the same zodiac sign and degree in the sky. As these two heavenly benefics team up, it can feel like anything and everything is possible. What exactly might a miracle look like on June 29th? The dictionary defines a miracle as an extremely outstanding and unusual event, thing, or accomplishment. A Course in Miracles, a spiritual text, offers a more intimate take. A miracle is simply a shift in perception from fear to love. Isn't that just wonderful? Isn't that truly what a miracle is? To really get shifted out of the fear and into the love. Ah, I love it. Yeah. Cazimi time on the 29th. So once every 12 years, when the sun and Jupiter meet exactly in Leo, traditional astrology calls this a cazimi, or a planet in the heart of the sun, amplifying warmth, generosity, and pure optimism, confidence, and charisma. This conjunction supercharges your identity, vitality, self-expression, and leadership. It is a powerful day, an energetic peak for stepping into the spotlight. Creative expression. Leo rules creativity, joy, and performance. Backed by Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion, newly launched projects, creative risk, and public proposals receive a major cosmic boost. So once again, some really, really beautifully auspicious energy coming in for us. And it's just important for us to have a consciousness and awareness that this is going on, so that when this moon energy shows up on the same day, you don't fall into fear or back into fear, that you stay the course, that it is a day of miracles. Yeah. So, new moon in Aquarius, it's a doorway to an entirely different life and future. Yeah. Yeah. And as I said in my post out for this, um, and I'm just realizing too, I forgot to put my live stream link on my profile page, but that's all right. People will find it. It's a doorway that we can choose to go through, but when we turn around, it's disappeared. So that you have to be in this entirely new place. You cannot squeeze back through a hole. You cannot go back through a portal. It's like, boom, you are set in it. So remember that. Yeah. And that's that energy, that kind of intense, tight energy that you also will be feeling related to this beautiful full moon. It's a buck moon too. So here we go. The month comes to a close with a potent full moon in Aquarius, tightly conjunct Pluto and opposite Jupiter in Leo. This event illuminates the tension between our personal desires and collective responsibilities, between the desire to stand out from the crowd and the need to belong and fit in. The conjunction between the moon and Pluto brings up deeply unconscious material, intense emotions, and themes of power, control, and transformation. The opposition between the moon and Jupiter, conjunct the sun in the early degrees of Leo, contributes to amplifying everything we feel, as well as the tension between our need for safety, meaning you don't want to go through the hole, you don't want to go through the doorway, and our desire for expansion. Yeah. This full moon can bring significant changes in our role within our communities, asking us to release attachments to outdated group dynamics and commit to radical authenticity. Yes, yes, yes. And that's from Moon Omens in their July astrology. This full moon is especially notable because for the first time since the 1700s, both Jupiter in Leo and Pluto in Aquarius are involved. Pluto is sitting with the Aquarius moon, intensifying themes of power, transformation, collective change, and who or what is rising now. Jupiter is with the Leo sun, coming off a beneficial cazimi. On a collective level, this can correspond with a new wave of public figures, artists, leaders, and voices emerging more fully, especially those whose authenticity has a wider effect on the collective. On a personal level, this can look like a creative breakthrough, a major opening, or the realization that it is time to stop hiding and step more fully into your work, your gifts, and your path. While it starts off extremely internal and focused on the path, July is a doorway to an entirely different life and a future ahead. Release the old and embrace the new. And that's Adama Sise. Yes, yes, yes. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Now, here's the meaning of the buck moon, which this moon also is. The buck moon is a nickname given to the full moons that take place in July, and it's named for the fact that the male deer antlers typically reach the peak of their growth at this point in the summer. Spiritually, you can think of the fullness of the buck's antlers as a metaphor for harnessing your full potential. This energy symbolizes our own patterns of shedding past layers of ourselves to become a new version of ourselves. It's a time to not only step into spiritual purpose, but also part ways with the practices, thought patterns, and habits that keep you from actualizing your full manifestations. Wow, 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 wow. Isn't that just lovely? It's absolutely, absolutely wonderful. Hey, Tracy, good to have you here. Saying good hello to everybody. And then someone else new, Maria Brown. Good evening. Good evening to you. Good to have you here. Ashe. Yeah. And so, my dears, there you have it for our astrology for the last half of July. As always, I'm still reminding you that cosmically, we also have another configuration with the outer planets going on. It's a grand minor um, triangle, also called the magic triangle. And it'll be around until 2028, just like that Bardo basket. And it is the most positive, significant, and consequential planetary alignment in our lifetimes and this century. If you're Aries, Gemini, or Aquarian, you're most effective. However, this amazing period of discovery and revelation can and will benefit us all. Again, these just outer planets out there doing their thing to bring more of the new earth consciousness into our consciousness. Absolutely. As always, I ask and thank you for continuing to pray for world peace. And as the Venerable Bhikkhu Panakara from the Walk for Peace in America and in other places in South Asia has said, wake up every day and write down on your piece of paper, today is going to be my peaceful day, Ashe, because getting to world peace is an inside out job. We cannot do it externally only. It has to start from inside of each of us collectively. And as always, just a shout out for my book, Wisdom Walk to Self Mastery, still available on Amazon, Kindle, Walmart, Thrift Books, I know has it, and other online booksellers. Yeah. So, my dears, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Hey, Lori. Thanks, Jojo. I love you. I love you too, my darling. You're amazing. Some more of my California family. But I'm wishing for you all to have just the most wonderfully potent, conscious growth week in your lifetime because we're ready. We are ready. So may the fear be just dispersed somewhere else. May you stay in the flow of all this beautiful, beautiful flow energy that is going on, still going on right now. And may you grow wiser from the opposition energy. And may you really, really embrace loving yourself at a deeper level and being in the truth of who you are in ways that you haven't imagined you could be. And as I said, thank you, Tracy. Try them green eggs and ham. Try the green eggs and ham. You gonna be surprised. Absolutely. All right, my dears. I will see you back here in 2 weeks with the astrology for the beginning of August. And we got a solar eclipse coming up, so it should all be interesting. Be well, be safe, be peaceful, be happy. Hey, Sakina. And know that wondrous things are coming. Ashe.